Hey guys, what's going on? Jake Ryan is Epic here, and I'm going to be talking about the 1999 Survivor Series. Now, this Survivor Series was very controversial. I'm not talking about Montreal. I'm talking about the fact that Stone Cold Steve Austin got run over at this Survivor Series, but I will get into that shortly. Let's jump right in. Our first match was Team Godfather versus Team Dudleys in a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Now, the Godfather has got to have the greatest entrance in the history of the world. He comes out with a cane, with a cigar, with a hat and glasses, and he comes out with these girls behind him that, for lack of a better term, are basically his girls. You can fill in the rest. But he comes out in this like bow, 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 and he's coming out and he's like, dancing around, and the girls are dancing around, and Jerry the King Lawler's over there like, oh, the puppies, yo! Anyway, and then the Dudleys came out. God bless the Dudleys. They had to be wearing the ugliest shirts I've ever seen. These tie-dye shirts. For all you ECW fans, I'm not disrespecting them, but it's just totally did not fit their character. They're these hardcore guys, they're wearing tie-dye. It just doesn't make sense. But the Team Godfather ended up winning when D'Lo Brown did the frog splash on Bubba Ray Dudley. Now, the next match was Kurt Angle versus Shawn Stasiak. Now, this was Kurt Angle's WWE debut. This was when he was the cartoony Kurt Angle, like he drank milk and he didn't curse and he had hair. I know people are sitting at home like, when did Kurt Angle have hair? He did have hair. So Kurt Angle won with the Angle Slam. But what was interesting about this match was he was supposed to be the face of this match, but people started to boo him. And he got on the microphone and say, "I'm an Olympic hero, you can't boo me." It was crazy. But the next match was a traditional Survivor Series match between Team Venus and Team Bulldog. It was Val Venus captaining himself, Gangrel, Viscera, and one other member that I can't remember. And most of you probably won't either. But Team Bulldog was the British Bulldog, and these three guys named the Mean Street Posse, consisting of Joey Abs, Pete Gas, and Rodney. Now, these guys were just look like complete idiots. They come out in these polo vests, and they call themselves the Mean Street Posse, and they're from Greenwich, Connecticut. Yeah, they're real mean, real mean. Good Lord. Lord knows they may trip over a lawn ornament, for God's sake. But Team Venus ended up winning. I think it was a clean sweep. The next match was Team Moolah versus Team Luna. Now, this match was definitely one of those comedic matches because, hang on, the camera's out of focus here. I think that's better. It was Team Moolah versus Team Luna, and it was definitely one of those comedy matches because Team Moolah won, and the fabulous Moolah and Mae Young were on the team, and we all know what happens there. So I'm just not gonna go any further. The next match was X-Pac versus Kane. Now this was a very good match. Match was pretty good, but DX had to interfere, and Kane won by disqualification. But it was a very even match either way. The next match was Team Boss Man versus the Big Show. Now the Big Show's team was Kai and Ty and the Blue Meanie, for all those old ECW fans, not the new ECW, the crappy ECW. Now, the Big Show took out his entire team, and he clean sweeped Team Boss Man, and the only reason why Team Boss Man lost was because Boss Man lost by countout, which completely fit, the Boss Man's character. The Big Show definitely had a big Survivor Series, which I will get to shortly. Now, this was when Stone Cold got run over by the car. We know, now, for all of those who have watched back in the Attitude Era, you guys know that it was Rikishi who did it, but when he got run over, even Jerry the King Lawler, who was the most adamant stone cold hater, was like, oh boy, I hope he's okay. You know, because nobody wants to get run over. Not even Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's the toughest SOB in the WWE. I mean, even he had to sit out for months. It sucked, but the next match was probably the best match of the month. It was of the Survivor Series. It was Chris Jericho versus Chyna for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I was going into this match thinking, oh dear, intergender matches are never good. This was the best match of the night, by far. I mean, Chyna and Chris Jericho just did not care. They just went out there and just kicked the living crap out of each other. And it was great to watch. Chyna ended up winning with the pedigree, and it was still probably my favorite match of this Survivor Series. Now, the next match was a traditional Survivor Series match between the Hollies, Team Hollies, and Team Edge and Christian. This was your generic match, but the one thing was on the Hollies team, there were these two guys by the name of Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay. Now, Jerry the King Lawler completely went off the script. He was like, these guys are awesome, these guys rock. But for the rest of the night, you see guys like that, like, they are terrible. Jerry the King Lawler, ladies and gentlemen. The Hollies ended up winning. The next match was the New Age Outlaws versus Mankind and Al Snow for the World Tag Team Championships. The New Age Outlaws ended up winning when Billy Gunn hit the Famouser. The next match was Triple H versus The Rock versus The Big Show for the WWE title. Now, since Stone Cold Steve Austin got run over, The Big Show was the last minute replacement. He ended up winning when he chokeslammed Triple H, and Vince McMahon came up and basically screwed Triple H. I mean, but he didn't call for the bell and when he didn't tap out. He actually called the 1, 2, 3 for Big Show to win the title. So this was an entertaining Survivor Series. I hope you guys like this video. I enjoy making them. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all those social media outlets. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.